If you don't want to invest in real estate, but you want to buy in business instead, here's what you should invest. You have three options when it comes to a business. You can start one, you can buy one, or you can do a franchise. If you start a business and you don't have a lot of entrepreneurial experience, this is the hardest path. If you buy an existing business, it doesn't even always require cash, because if it's a successful business, let's say that it is spinning off $300,000 a year, then you could say, hey, I want to buy your business for $300,000 and I want 3 years to do it. And every year I'm going to give you a third of the business's profits. The third option would be to buy a franchise. If I buy a franchise and it's working, then maybe I should own 50 of them. Maybe I should own 100 of them.
Okay. So starting a business definitely can be hard unless you're starting something that you already know how to do and have been doing, and you're just finding customers to do it for instead of working for somebody who's bringing the customers to you. The nice thing about starting a business is you start it with no debt. So if you're starting something like a graphic design business or something that doesn't have hardly any startup costs, or an accounting business, then as soon as you get your first few customers, you're already making money, you're already profitable, and you can grow from there. So starting a business isn't a terrible idea. Starting a business you don't know how to run, that has a huge upfront investment to it, that's a bad idea. But blanketly saying starting a business is a bad idea, I think is not accurate. The next part, buying a business. Yes, there are a lot of baby boomers retiring and selling businesses. Now is a good time to be a business buyer. But to imagine that you're going to say to somebody whose business generates $300,000 a year that you're going to buy it for 1 year's profit and then pay them over 3 years, well, good luck, right? There's very few people who are dumb enough to accept that deal. And chances are, if they built their business up to making $300,000 a year for them, they're probably not stupid. And they're probably not just going to give it away to somebody who offers them a terrible deal. As I've been talking about in my, Would I Buy This Business series, most businesses sell for between 2.5 and 3.5 times. So if a business is kicking off $300,000 a year, it's going to sell for $700,000 to maybe $1 million, not $300,000. And you're not going to find a seller who's going to accept you paying them out over the next 10 years with nothing down. So you can imagine that scenario. You can always ask, but it's the same as going up to somebody and saying, hey, I'd like to take your car from you and I'll give you, some amount of money each month for it, but I'm not going to give you anything down and I'm not going to pay you what it's worth. Why would anybody do that? They could take it to CarMax and get a check today. Why would they give it to you for nothing? This doesn't make any sense. It's very rare that it happens. And then the last part about buying a franchise, yes, you can invest in a franchise, and if it works out, you can save your money and buy a second one or third one. A lot of people do that. That's not really an innovative business idea. That's what a lot of people do. They get into a franchise system, it's working well for them, and then they multiply their profits by buying more. It's a very good idea. I don't think he thought of it, but I agree with his idea.